Good Monday morning to everyone. Hope everyone's had an absolute awesome weekend. I've had a great weekend down at Luke Stevens in Cambridge, where we hosted an event and raised a lot of money for a children's charity. So it was very good. But anyway, I'm back at Pendle Performance today. We've got a Ford Transit on the dyno. This being the 2.2 TDCi Euro5 engine, controlled by a Bosch, not a Bosch, sorry. I do apologise, it is Monday morning. It's controlled by a Siemens SID-28 engine controlling it. They come in 100 brake horse, 125 brake horse, 155 brake horse. The engines are 100% identical. What that means is the 100 brake horse is the same as a 155. It's got the same turbo, same injectors. Absolutely everything's identical on the engine. It's the software inside the engine controller that limits the power output. This one that we've got in today, this one's the 125 brake horse model. Bottom eight, again, 100% the same window door, we've talked about it. 100% the same engine as the 155, as is it the 100 as well. What we do here, and headquarters, we do a true before and after graph. And what I mean by a true before is as it comes to me. As the vehicle comes to me, I do a dyno graph then. And then that is a true before and after. A true dyno graph of when it came to me, and then a true dyno graph after it leaves me. Yes, I do a lot of mechanical upgrades, not mechanical work as such, but a lot of diagnostics work on the engines. I do software updates with main dealership tool. I do static service regions of the DPF filters. I readapt the throttle body. I readapt the EGR solenoid, and I do a lot of things like that. I don't do a dyno run after that because I've done a lot of work, so it wouldn't be a true before and after, would it? If I got a vehicle in and I did all that work and then did a dyno run, it wouldn't be a true before the customer brought it to me and then after it leaves Pendle Performance. So that's why I do one, when it comes to me, I do a live data login, and I do all the changes that I need to be electronically with the service regen and various things. And then once I'm happy all the data log is on the money, I'll then custom tune the vehicle. Let's say these use a SID-28 engine control in it. I know them like the back of my hand, I really do. I am possibly one of the best tuners in the world at tuning these. That is bragging. I know a lot of people think saying stuff like that's bragging, but it's not bragging, it's proud. I'm proud to be known as one of the best tuners in the world of these. I'm proud of it. It's not bragging, I'm actually proud of it. And I do put hundreds and hundreds of hours into developing software for stuff like this. And we also give correct dyno graphs from, we're one of only a very small few people of companies that show full dyno graphs. You get some tuning companies, they'll screen grab or they'll crop the dyno graph, so you can't see the full dyno graph. All you can see is the figures at the end. Reason being is the dyno graph's absolutely garbage. All they want to show you is the figures. So we've done a dyno run on this as it came to us. We'll show you the results. Then, like I said, I did the service regen, the software updates, the adaptation of the turbo control, the adaptation of the EGR, adaptation of the throttle body, custom tuned it, and she's absolutely on the money. I am very, very proud and passionate in each and every vehicle I tune, which I'm sure you all know. I'm very, very passionate to work alongside like-minded agents. They're as passionate as what I am in the work we do. And obviously we've got a company called Flat Out Media who are class as part of Pendle Performance. They do some awesome branding. So we'll have a look at the dyno graphs now and see what she's done. So like I said, this is as it came to me. It had a slight block DPF filter and it had slight boost creep. So it's made slightly more power than 125 and it's a little bit down on torque. The reason it's a little bit down on torque is because it's got a restriction in the exhaust, so a blocked DPF filter, and the engine's trying to overcome that. And that's one of the reasons why you have a boost creep as well, your turbo overboosts a little bit. So that is as it came to us. You can see we've got absolutely crap power low down. Again, that's because it's trying to overcome the restriction in the DPF filter. So you get poor performance in a low RPI range. So we carried out a main dealer software update on this vehicle to make sure it's running the latest software. Again, we carried out the service static regen of the DPF filter, live data logged it, make sure everything was running as it should be doing, and we was very, very happy with it. And then we moved on to the custom tuning. So I'll just load the custom tuning up and I'll overlay it over the standard graphene. I think you're going to be quite shocked for this. But again, this is the 125 brake course. It is 100% the same engine as the 155 brake course. And even at 155 brake course, they are quite software restricted even at that. So it makes for great gains for the 100 brake course, the 125 brake course, and even also the 155 brake course. So this is what we've made after. We've made a very, very impressive 190.7. That 7 means a lot. And we've made a very, very impressive 440 newton meters of torque. So, like I said, the torque was low on this to start with because of the huge restriction in the DPF filter. So, all this torque, all this increase hasn't come just from our tuning. It's come from us doing a service regen of the DPF filter and getting the vehicle running correctly before we did any tuning at all. We'll have a look at the graph now. So you can see the bottom scale, 0, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Obviously that's the engine RPM. Up this axis, 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. That is the torque. And up the axis, this side, 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. That is obviously the brake horsepower. So the thin line is the previous, and this is the torque. So under 2,000 RPM, we can say 2,000 RPM, the previous torque. Now look at the torque we've got now. You know, so like at 1,200 RPM, we just have an absolute colossal gain in torque. Again, that's not all because of my tuning. Yes, my tuning has made a huge difference, but it's because we've cleaned the DPF filter out as well. And it is part and parcel. I'll just show you the graph so you can have a really good look. So doing all the work prior to tuning an engine, it is part and parcel in my book of custom tuning engines. You know, I do know there's a lot of people that will come and tune your engine on your drive, and you might think it's a great thing because it might be 200 quid, 250 quid and stuff like that. And all they are basically doing is reading a file out of the ECU and flashing a generic file that they've stolen off a database. There's been a database that's been stolen from one of the larger generic tuning companies, and a lot of these kids who've been in the tuning industry 2 days, they've bought this EA database and then they're tuning experts. And they will blow smoke up your arse telling you they're absolutely excellent. They'll come to your drive and they'll flash a file on. They'll charge you 200 quid, 250 quid. You think you're getting a great deal. It is absolutely crap what you're getting. It's really, really crap. It is. To do an engine correctly, you need to do all the pre-checks, you need to do the software updates, you need to do the service regens, you need to readapt all the electronic control systems. Then you need to custom tune it, you need to live data log it, whether that's live data logging it on the road or live data logging it on the dyno. You need to analyze the live data log, and then you need to tweak the file that you've put in there to suit the particular vehicle. And then you've got a correct, and more importantly, a safe, reliable running engine, how it should be. So my advice to people, and I'm not trying to win work because we're quite fortunate, we've been in business, so I've been in business building and tuning engines 35 years. Yes, I know I need to retire, I'm very old, but my advice to people would be, just don't have your vehicles tuned. Don't have your vehicles tuned. If you're thinking of going to these, I'll come to you and do it at your workplace, or I'll come and do it on your drive, you know. Think logically, how on earth are they going to do it? And there's another saying, these, how can I put it? Well, let's just say the con men. There's another thing that's been going around quite some time, and one con man made it up, and it's kind of stuck. And they're on about stages of tuning, so they'll give you, and you only need to think about it logically to think it's an absolute load of garbage. So they'll give you a performance remap. So I can sell you a performance remap. And then the next thing they say, oh, we can sell you an eco remap. And this is where it only takes sitting down and having a little bit of think about it and just realising it's nonsense. They then say, we can give you a blend remap. We can give you 50-50. We can give you 50% performance and we can give you 50% economy. And we call it a blend remap. Just saying that, it's absolutely idiotic. Any tuning company out there, and I am shouting you out, that are telling customers that you can give them a blend remap, a blend, a 50-50, a 50 performance, a 50 eco, it's absolutely ludicrous. Anyone who believes that, really, you do need to go and sit in a dark room, have a little think about it, and within 5 seconds, you'll realise that said tuning companies that are offering blend remaps haven't a clue what they're talking about, and all they're doing is blowing smoke up your arse, and all they're interested in is money. Putting the £200 or the £250 in their pocket, it'll probably be cash. They're not registered businesses. When you have a problem with your vehicle, you try and phone them, they'll never answer. So do please be careful, and my advice would be, don't have your vehicles remapped. And if you do see these companies that are offering a performance remap, an eco remap, an eco and performance remap, a blend remap, just think logically about it and you'll know, just sit down and just have a little think about it and you'll realise it's an absolute con. It's an absolute load of bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And to the people out there, the companies out there that are pulling wool over people's eyes, absolutely shame on you. Shame on you for telling people that you can give them a blend remap. I mean, it's ludicrous, isn't it? Even my 11-year-old daughter laughs when I tell her about that. So do please be careful who you do go to have your remaps done by. And please save your money. Don't have a remap. Don't have a remap. If that is your option, don't have a remap, because it's going to end up costing you a hell of a lot more money in the long run. If you are serious about having a remap, there is some very, very good tuning companies in the UK, like ourselves, who are very, very passionate, very OCD in what we do. There is some tuning companies out there. Yes, there is only a handful of them, because there's more of these con men who will come to your drive and offer you a blend remap. But please keep your money in your pocket and do some research. First one done today. I think we've got a BMW on this afternoon, but we've got a busy week ahead. The last couple of weeks I've not been posting any videos because I've been building a very special engine. My skill set, or when I first started, was building engines, and then I've obviously moved into the electronically side of tuning engines, but I've spent the last couple of weeks building an engine, which I thoroughly enjoy, so we've not been doing many videos, but we've got a full week booked ahead. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's a Ford Transit, absolutely beautifully tuned. Cheers, have a good week.